Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Force here with some more Friday Night Magic. Today I will be playing the Lords of Darkness deck. This is the mono black deck, which can be played in two varying manners. You can go with a more aggressive build, or you can go with a late game big old creatures style build, and that's actually the one that I have decided to build for this deck. And this hand's a little bit better than that last one, especially with the Blood Gift Demon, so we will go ahead and keep it. And our opponent, Mr. Combat Toast, does get to play first. Combative Toast, huh? It's actually kind of scary. Alright, so we will begin with a Swamp, and let's go ahead and take a look at our hand. So the way I've constructed this deck, I've got a bunch of early game removal and some sort of mass removal, and then just big old beefy creatures. Now there's also this enchantment in the deck that makes it so that your creatures cost 2 colorless less to play, but they also get -1/-1, so it's sort of a trade-off. Oh boy. Starting off with a black cat. Kinda hate that actually. I mean, it's gonna happen either way, and rather than taking damage from it, I think I'm actually just gonna Innocent Blood, force him to sacrifice it, and then unfortunately its death effect forces me to discard a card at random, so let's see what I end up losing as a result. Okay, good. Good. That's actually perfect, because this card is useless against the deck that I'm playing, which has black creatures. However, the Diabolic Edict is very nice to have. That picture is gruesome, huh? Good lord, that's kind of horrible. Alright, he's gonna play a 1/1 Undying now. When it dies, comes back with a 1/1 counter. So that's annoying. I'm not sure how I'm going to fare against that deck, to be honest with you. We'll see. Right now, I've got pretty much nothing until turn 5. I mean, you know, obviously I have these two removals. Corrupt, which lets me deal damage to a creature or player based on the swamps that I have, and I gain life, and then the Diabolic Edict. Unfortunately, if I play Edict, he just sacrifices this, so... And he just played a Vial of Poison, sacrifices it to give target creature Death Touch till end of turn. That's really cool. So we take 1. Go down to 19. Now we have 4 in play. So next turn we'll be able to play the Blood Gift Demon. And then hopefully the turn after, if we draw into mana, we can play the Harvester of Souls, which lets me draw cards whenever a non-token creature dies. So my Diabolic Edict. Don't want to play it though. Because again, he just sacrifices that and gets a 2/2 out of it. So I just sit tight, wait to play my Blood Gift Demon next turn. Both of the, not this one, but this creature does have flying, so he won't be able to block it with Death Touch, which is a concern. Also plays the Death Baron, pumps up his other zombies. If you haven't noticed by now, he is playing the zombie deck. Quite clearly. Indubitably. Okay. So Blood Gift Demon. That's the play. Gonna play the 5/4 Blood Gift Demon. And the question then becomes, he's gonna swing with both. Do I block that, which he'll Vial of Poison to give his creature Death Touch to kill my Blood Gift Demon? Or do I just let the 4 go through? Oh wow, okay. He just attacks with that? That's fine. So if I try to block it, he gives a Death Touch. So I'm just gonna let the 2 go through. That is fine with me. Yep, absolutely fine. Okay, I'm gonna choose myself, so I lose a life and draw a card. And then I draw my card for the turn. And then now we're sitting on 6, and with that, I think I'm going to go with the Harvester of Souls. Whenever another non-token creature dies, you may draw a card. And then I will go ahead and attack him in the air for 5, which will bring him down to 15. So that's 15 to 14. I, of course, have the beefier creatures in play, But he does have the zombies, and he does have the zombie pump up in the Death Baron, so there's still cause for concern. There's a Undead War Chief, makes his zombies cost 1 less and gives them +2/+1. The good news, though, is that he cannot pay for this vial to give a creature death touch. So I can get a free block with this. My creature lives. It does come back with a counter, but I'm gonna get rid of this next turn so it won't be as big. And I get to draw a card because of my Harvester of Souls. Wait. Wait, what? 5/5? Oh my good lord. I forgot about the secondary ability for that, which gives Death Touch. Oh, what the fail. Okay, well, that's fine. Not really, it's actually really depressing, but c'est la vie. Okay, so we're gonna do 6 for this to get rid of that guy. And then gain some life. And then hit for 5. And then we can... Right. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go like this. Pick his creature that gives his other guys +2/+1. Aye, that was such a screw up. That was such a misplay. The misplay of the century. But I gained a ton of life there, and we get to attack him for 5 now. And then I've got my Diabolic Edict, which will hurt him much more now that his Undying has dropped off. Oh man, that bums me out. That's what I get for playing hastily and not fully reading. I knew there was a secondary effect for this thing, but I should have just read the card. That's what I gotta do. I try to speed through these things to try to keep it entertaining for you guys, and then I just end up failing. All right, there's a Grave Crawler. Can't block. When it's in the graveyard, you can play it if you have a zombie in control in play. And now he's in a tough spot because look at this. He's a 10, I'm a 20. He's gonna reanimate, getting a creature back from a graveyard and losing life equal to its casting cost. He's gonna pick his big old guy that pumps up his dudes. He loses 4 life as a result. Brings him down to 6, and he loses the game. Because we hit him for 5 in the air, and then we can make him lose life with the Harrowing Journey. Target player draws 3 cards. Actually, no, I can just finish him off with this even. Now I'll do it to myself. Better safe than sorry, because I know I can do this. Okay. So... here's the play. We attack him with the 5/4 in the air. That goes through. Then we cast a Harrowing Journey on him to make him draw 3 cards and lose 3 life for the finisher. Whew! Even with that giant misplay, we get a win. Fantastic. Let's move on to another. Oh, that was so embarrassing. That was so embarrassing. I'm gonna try to calm things down. Read the cards, you know, fancy stuff like that. All right, let's take a look. I mean, the hand's okay, but honestly. Yeah, we're gonna draw a new one. Could be, oh boy. Well, we get the Bloodgift Demon, which is nice. And some removal, sure, let's keep this hand. That'll do. 4 lands, the Bloodgift Demon. Turn 5, we can start getting some card draw out of that. And then 2 removals, one in the form of a Diabolic Edict, and then the Doom Blade. Let's see what kind of deck we're playing against. Starting off with an Island. Turn 2, turn 2! This is the sort of thing that we go for with this deck. Heartless Summoning. Basically what the deck is built around, because we have got so many huge creatures in this deck, you make them cost 2 less to play. Now there is the drawback of them getting -1/-1, but this is to allow you to do things like a turn 3 Bloodgift Demon. Next turn I'm playing this thing. Now it'll only be a 4/3, but still. It's pretty good. That is pretty good. So So that's what we're gonna do. Turn 3, Bloodgift Demon. And we've got some removal for his stuff, which will be very, very nice. This is gonna let us get a big jump, because I'm gonna start drawing cards from the Bloodgift Demon, drawing into more huge creatures to drop into play, which will be easier for me to do because they cost two colorless less to play. It's gonna Phantasmal Image, copying my guy. So what I need to do next turn is double removal. We're gonna destroy his 2/1 flyer. I'm gonna draw a card and lose a life. So we've got both of our removal, we will be playing both of it, and screw him over. So the first thing, destroy target non-black creature, we go with the 2/1. And then, target player sacrifices a creature, and since he only has one creature remaining, he has to sacrifice his Bloodgift Demon. Well, that didn't go exactly as he planned, I dare say. In fact, this is the kind of position where I could fully see a forfeit coming from him in the near future, because that is a rough opening for him. He's tossed his Phantasmal Image, which ideally would be, you know, in play. Like, that is not, that's an expensive card to lose so quickly. And, oh man, well, I called it at least. It's not surprising that he left, honestly. That's kind of fully expected, given, wow, well, if he stayed, what did he say? All islands. Yeah. I don't know, I saw some other cards that weren't islands. I had all swamps, so maybe here's a perfect example of why, even if you think you're super screwed, you should still stay. I mean, even if he didn't have all islands, he was probably pretty screwed, because anything he would have played the next turn, I would have Edict, and I would still be hitting him. And look at that, like an Avenice. And my creature's gone. You know? That's unbelievable. All right, well, we're just gonna leave this game, but that's, it's too bad that he left, because he might have won that. And I am so absolutely keeping that game in, even though, like, to watch, it was a pretty boring game. It was not a very entertaining game for the viewer, but it's a lesson. It's a lesson that should be learned. I would love to keep this hand, but one swamp is no bueno, so we're gonna have to draw a new one. It isn't exactly the best hand, but I don't want to go down any further than this, so we've got our Lord of the Void, which we will not be able to play for a million turns, but if we do, and if it hits my opponent, it is amazing. No Mercy, amazing. And Tendrils of Corruption. And what? Why did he not play anything his first turn? Oh, is he forcing discard? No way. Alright, well, this will be an interesting game, because I've got a super slow start. And he apparently was super mana screwed. And he drew a second land, so he's still in it. 2/1, first strike. Non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. Any spells that aren't creatures cost 1 more to cast. His deck filled with creatures. So I can't play No Mercy until turn 5, but that's going to be an amazing card against his deck. I don't know that he even has any anything to deal with enchantments. First strike enters the battlefield. If an opponent controls more lands than you, may search your library for planes, and there you go. That's why he kept his hand, because he knew if he got 2 lands, he'd be all set. Now he's sitting on 3, because I have more lands than him, so he gets a planes in play, untapped. He could have potentially played something else this turn. Let's see if he still has that. He's gonna hit me with a 2/1, which actually that card really, really hurts me. Because again, I would be able to play No Mercy right now if all things were normal, but I can't, because it cost 5 and not 4. So now he's gonna bring me down to 14 before I can even get this in play, and then he swings the next turn for at least 4, probably closer to 6 or 8, before the No Mercy even comes into effect. Potentially, I mean, let's see what he does after combat phase. So here is 4 to the face, down to 14. Second main phase, what's the creature? Nothing. That is glorious for me. Holy heck, that is glorious for me. Here's the No Mercy. Let's go over that one more time. Whenever a creature deals damage to you, destroy it. Originally in Urga's Legacy, loved the card. I didn't play any decks with it, per se. But I always just love the concept of the card. I mean, think about that. It's so good. But the thing is, you know, even, you know, by the time this becomes effective, I'm already at 10. He hits me with those two, brings me down to 10, but I've got some life gain to hopefully offset that. There's the O-Ring, Oblivion Ring, in full, completely nullifying my No Mercy strategy. It is now removed from the game, or exiled to be exact, and I'm at 10. And I am screwed, and this game is pretty much over for me. I still have the Tendrils of Corruption. The Diabolic Servitude enters the battlefield. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Does me no good. We've got this for 4, but 5. This for 2. I don't know which he would sacrifice, I'm guessing. Coming at Tendrils of Corruption. And with it, get rid of his 2/1, which makes my things cost more. And then, now that that's gone, we can Innocent Blood to get rid of his 2/2. Force him to sacrifice a creature. He only has 1 creature to choose from. So we gain some life. We're up to 16 now. Got a decent chunks of lands in play. We're sitting with 5. We can't play any of our creatures, but we could Promise of Power to draw 5 cards. It forces us to lose 5 life, but that might be worth it for the, oh shoot. Well, it's only a 2 damage. So drawing 5 cards might be worth it for the 5 life loss. It's gonna be dangerous, but really right now I have no other options. I kinda don't want a Damnation right now. He only has 1 creature in play. So I'm actually gonna do this. We're gonna Promise of Power. Gonna do it for myself. Or I could do this, which would get me a 4/4 flying. Five cards or 4. 5 cards is like pretty much always the... A 4/4 flying would stop his thing though. Let's actually do this. 9 times out of 10, I would take the 5 life to draw 5 cards. Drawing 5 cards is super significant. But in this situation, I've got a perfect blocker for his 2/4. I've got the mass removal if need be, for future use. There's the Fiend Hunter. Is it? Oh, man. And then he exiles my 4/4. Well, we've got the Damnation, which will get me my 4/4. But actually, will it not? It should, but because it's a token, normally you see the exiled card under the creature. I'm wondering if because it's a token, it just disappears. That would be weird. I assume it doesn't work that way, but we have no other play but the Damnation. I'm really hoping I get my 4/4 token back. It's triggering the Fiend Hunter. Nothing. Wow! You exile target creature. When it leaves play, that card is supposed to go on the battlefield. Because it was a token though? I don't know. I feel like you should still get that back. Because when you play Paper Magic, there are card tokens. And of course now he plays a bunch of creatures. The Damnation would have been really great. Oh well. It is what it is. This is where we're sitting. All right, so I could play this. It's a 7/7 flying. It deals combat damage to a player. I exile the top 7 cards of his library. If I take a creature card from that and put it into play under my control. I also have a 6/6, which will let me search through for anything. Why don't we go with the Lord of the Void? Because that's kind of crazy. It's a 7/7 flyer. It's a little chunkier. And then it has that combat effect. I don't think I'm going to be hitting him with it anytime soon because he does have 2 chump blockers, 2 flyers in play. Oh, another wonderful Fiend Hunter. Thank you very much. Oh, my lord. Well, at least if this Fiend Hunter dies, I will get my 7/7 back. And what I'm thinking now is Runescarred Demon. search my library for mass removal. And then, although I'm going to be dead before that comes into effect. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's really my only option. I need to... What's this one? Oh! There is this! When it enters the battlefield, destroy all non-artifact, non-black creatures. They can't be regenerated. Yes! Oh yes, oh yes. So how about that, friend? And in the process, I get my 7/7 back. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Look at this board. 6/6 flying, 7/7 when it hits. My opponent's screwed. He exiles 7 cards. I take one of the creatures from those 7 cards, if there is one, and put it into the battlefield under my control. He better be hoping that he's got some mass removal or some more exile. He's played a lot of exile so far this game. Like, a lot of it. How much? He's 2 Fiend Hunters, an Oblivion Ring. I guess that's only 3. That's still a lot. That's really annoying to deal with. Alright, let's see what we got here. Hexproof and indestructible as long as he controls a human, which at the moment he does not. Does he have a human to play? I mean, either way, he's taking at least 6 next turn. He does not have a human, so it is not indestructible or hexproof. So that means it can die. Rune Scarred Demon. How about this, actually? Ready? Okay, search my library for a card, put it into my hand, shuffle my library. He's gonna Path to Exile my 7/7. Path to Exile gives me a land. That stinks, actually. So he got rid of my 7/7, which would let me pull creatures, pull some of his creatures. But I am going to get rid of his blocker, I think. Do I have a 1-drop? I don't want to run out of time. I'm running out of time. Okay, I'm just gonna pick that. What? That's not what I clicked on! Whatever. Whatever. Gosh, I feel like they don't give you enough time. I've got so many cards to search through. Well, a Damnation is actually good, so... Like, I don't mind having that, especially sitting with my Diabolic Edict. Lets me pull cards from my graveyard creatures back into play. He's gonna drop a 4/5, enters the battlefield, destroy all tapped creatures. Gets rid of this dude. Gosh darn it, this guy. This guy, I tell ya. Alright, we are going to destroy that. Come on, what are you doing? Hurry up. This is the worst. Right, he's gonna hollow, preventing damage. That doesn't, it's not, is that prevents the 2 damage to him, I guess. If nothing else. And then, we move into our attack phase. Should have just played that instant during the attack phase, but he's gonna let this go through, okay. And I'm actually going to Diabolic Servitude. Pulling a creature from my graveyard, putting it into play. We're gonna do the Riviere Demon. So that goes onto the battlefield. It does not, because it was not cast from my hand, the effect is not triggered, but it is still a 6/6 flying, which is the sort of big part of it. It's the big beneficial part, the part that I was really just, it's nice to have a 6/6 creature in play. I don't know. All right, he's gonna play Baneslayer Angel. I almost said Sarah Angel. Flying first strike, lifelink, protection from demons and dragons. That's actually terrifying because it has protection from demons, which are these guys. So that means he can block it without taking damage. The creature will not take damage. Ah! Destroy target non-black creature. Well, there you go. Swinging now with both of our 6/6s. I did that pre-combat so that he couldn't block and absorb the damage. Even if I killed the creature, he wouldn't deal damage to my creature, but I still wanted that damage to go through. I'm gonna throw down, that's probably unnecessary. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. There's no real reason for me to do this right now. So in case he clears this board, we're gonna keep this in my hand. Plays an Oblivion Ring to get rid of one of mine. And nothing else. He might have something though. Yeah, we still have that to finish him off. So let's go to combat phase first. We swing for 6. Let's see if he has any way to prevent damage for combat. He does not. And that is the win. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap things up by taking a look at the deck list here for Lords of Darkness. Like I said, we went there. There is the potential to play sort of a more aggressive early game build, but I have decided to go with the late game big old beefy creature just because it's kind of fun. We start off with Innocent Blood. I only have one of those. See, that's what I was searching for. I thought I might have had 2, but only one's available in the deck. That's what I was searching for with that demon, but that's why I didn't find it, because I'd already played one for the game. We've got 3 of the Heartless Summoning. That didn't really come into play that much in this video, but this is kind of, the deck is sort of revolved around this to get your big beefy creatures in play faster. But obviously, as we saw, the deck was still effective. Creature removal with Diabolic Edict, creature removal with Doomblade, creature removal here with Hideous End, Grave Pact. Whenever a creature I control dies, target each other player sacrifices a creature. No Mercy for creature removal. Diabolic Servitude, so good. Then you pull cards from your graveyard, and Diabolic Servitude goes back to your hand when that creature dies. It's amazing. Tendrils of Corruption for damage, removal, and life gain. Mutilate for removal, Damnation for removal. Bloodgift Demon, big creature, draw cards. Halo Hunter, big creature, Intimidate. And then also side effect of Destroying an Angel. Doesn't come into play as much though, pretty much just the Intimidate that's important with that. Promise of Power, so good for drawing 5 cards, but sometimes you can also throw a creature in play. Probably should have drawn 5 cards that game when I played it, oh well. Harrowing Journey for card draw or finishing off an opponent. Reaper of the Abyss, giant scary demon. Harvester of Souls, giant scary demon. Corrupt for removal and life gain. Lord of the Void, giant scary demon. Runescar demon, giant scary demon. Revere demon, giant scary demon. Lots of big scary demons that are super effective and make this deck really fun to play. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Friday Night Magic. Stay tuned next week for another episode, and as always, keep watching and keep owning.